Hello, me mateys, and welcome to the Portent Kast. I'm Lila, your dungeon master and host. The Portent Kast is a queer, female, and non-binary actual play show where we'll be playing TTRPGs of all sorts. You are tuning into episode 2 of our newest season, A Parlous Voyage. You can keep updated with the podcast and anything we do TTRPGs by following us over on Twitter at the Portent Kast, and you can watch episode clips on both TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And if you want to keep updated with episodes of the Portent Kast, go ahead and hit that subscription button below. But without further ado, let's introduce the cast.
Hello, I am Kristen, and I play Vernon Cornelius Barker, or as the crew calls him, Barky.
Hi, I'm Star, and I play Mariana, the Banshee.
Hi, I'm Carolee, and I play Talara.
Hello, I'm Ezra. I play Ether Xerxes, who does not have a pirate name yet.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I play Serafina Soleil, and she is known as the Blaze.
Alrighty, and now let's set sail into this week's episode of A Parlous Voyage. Last week, we got to meet the crew of the Saber, and as well as the fun cast of characters that worked aboard the ship. We learned that Captain Kedrick Torp had been given knowledge by Vernon about clues to a long-lost and untouched dragon's hoard that has been rumored to be resting somewhere along the wasted chain for nearly a millennia. And it was that clue that convinced Torp to find other pirates, sailors, and adventurers to come along the journey for a better chance at getting the gold. So, 4 of you, Ether, Serafina, Talara, and Marin, each found a different posting for this adventure, one more crude than the other. I'm not talking about Vernon's. And made your way to the deck of the Saber, where many things played out. You took your contract and each began settling into your new home for the foreseeable future, before you all commenced in a good chunk of gossip and tension before a voice called aboard the deck of the ship, calling that they were leaving port and heading towards the Shawheller Trench. So, we can pick up as you each stand on the lower deck of the ship as you hear, "Crew of the Saber, we're setting off from port. If you aren't in front of me in a tenth of the time, I'll make you walk out over the jelly plumes without your limbs." While the rest of you race up to the top deck, Talara, you and Marin are cramped in your room, unpacking when you hear a quick knock at the door. "You better get topside quick, newbies!" As you hear the voice of Ruth Fourfingers, no relation to Wick, is getting more and more distant as the words continue. You see Marin quickly grab a small bag before shoving it in her shirt pocket before going to open the door to your room, awaiting you to exit.
Let's go.
Okay. You all race up the stairs to the deck of the Saber, and gather there. Many of the crew, including Mariana, are already getting ready to sail from port. Ruth is raising the anchor and showing a surprising strength for her small-looking stature. Mariana and another crew member are lowering sails, someone is untethering the boat from port, and everything else seems to already be taken care of. The skeleton of a crew seems to have gotten pretty good at leaving ports in a rush, despite how small it may appear to other ships of its size. But as you four newbies stand aboard the deck in a small group, wondering what to do, Ether, as you stand there, you feel a small nudge on your arm. You turn and see Marin with a slight smile before holding a couple pieces of candy oranges, just gesturing for you to take one.
I'm gonna nod and thanks and take one.
You take one and you bite into it. And you can instantly feel the sweet yet tangy sensation overwhelm you, and you instinctually smile before the four of you hear a voice call down, "Did the captain just not say to get in front of him?" You see a woman of orcish descent yelling down at you from besides the captain. Tall, maybe about 6 feet, dark green skin, and she's wearing an average pirate shirt, frill and all, but the sleeves look to have been torn off, and you can also see on her arms are all sorts of different tattoos that almost resemble a mosaic effect on the skin that tell a story. But what do the four of you, Ether, Seraphina, Talara, and Marin, do as those words echo out across this portion of the Silver Moon Wharf?
Ether's just sorry, and then gets the captain.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And pulling Marin to ahoy.
Seraphina just kind of rolls her eyes and doesn't audibly confirm or deny anything. She just starts walking.
You each race up the stairs as to not get on the captain's bad side an hour after meeting him, and you approach and see Captain Torp and Dell are accompanied by Vernon. Alrighty, you landlubbers. We rushed a bit into the details of this adventure, and you see as Torp leans towards the four of you newbies and puts a hand to his cheek. Mainly because Barky here's got a hempen halter around his balls and needs to find this treasure within the next moon, since I threatened his life and all if he didn't produce a quantity of treasure fast.
Seraphina rolls her eyes again.
Laura's giggling.
I think Ether is also kind of giggling, trying to cover their mouth so it's not very obvious, but they're kind of failing at it.
Marin's just flat out laughing. Despite that, I asked the four of you on, not because you experienced pirates or anything, except for the Blaze here, but because I need people with skills beyond stealing, lying, and cheating. People like yourselves who seem to have some tricks up your sleeve, as he kind of looks over towards Talara. This voyage will be dangerous. If what I know about the Ragynoirth's treasure and the rumors that have surrounded it for centuries, there'll be traps, schemes, and monsters trying to hide the clues away. So you lot of scallywags able to handle that sort of adventure? If not, I can kick you off the deck now and you can swim back to the harbour before we're too far out of port.
You mean you're gonna make us walk the plank if we leave?
No, I'll just straight off fucking kick you off the deck.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll just kick you on your back. I may be small and you may be taller than me, but I can get my leg up there.
Oh no, yeah, I believe you. I can see it in you. No, just was asking. Is there a plank though that you make people walk off?
You know, I'll make one just for you.
Oh, that honestly sounds kind of great. I mean,
no, for you to walk off of.
I guess it'd be a good time to figure out if I can swim.
He turns to Marin. Your companion doesn't know how to swim. And we're on a ship. And Marin shrugs. I know how to swim. Well, alrighty, now that we've got that little bit of that handled, Blaze, go help with the sails. Matey, he looks to you, Talara. You'll be working with Wick, our navigator. See if you can pick up any skills while you're aboard my ship. Golden Eyes turns towards Marin. You'll be working with Cutter, our carpenter, purely because you have axes at your side. He's the black-haired fella over there at the bow of the ship. And finally, Ether. He'll be with me.
Seraphina turns and just like kind of whispers in Ether's ear, "Have fun."
With nervous
Ether's
laughter.
kind of terrified. Ether is kind of frightened for their life. But they nod and they go to him.
You guys all kind of begin to separate your ways as Torp kind of turns to Vernon. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't know what you do here. But
He just rolls his eyes and just scurries off to his room.
that sounds about right. Yep. As each of you go to your given post to learn a new trade or sailing skill, you can each see as the saber slowly drifts out from port and back into the Shawheller depths. The breeze is strong as it carries you amongst the waves as Torp begins setting a course to the Shawheller Trench. The day is warm, Lior's light shining down from the sky as the boat rocks with the subtle waves. So as we set sail from Nymir, we begin the 2-week voyage to the ship's destination between the Sunturrel and Vodo reefs. During the journey, we'll have some downtime activities and traveling, but on this first day's journey, you guys help out with sailing the ship outwards in the sea before Torp begins veering west, once the ship is far enough from port. And as Torp is steering the ship westward, he leans to you, Ether, as you stand at the helm with him. What brings you from the deserted wasteland of Henborough? He gives a slight wink.
I make an insight check.
Yeah, make an insight check. What was that? You cut off at the
17.
Okay. He seems to know something. You aren't sure what, but seems to know something.
It was pretty boring out there. I just wanted some adventure, I guess.
Okay. You running from the primal hearts? Don't worry, I am too.
You are?
Yes.
I think Ether just like nods because they're just like, I'm not close enough to ask him why.
Okay.
So they're just gonna like nod and like understanding and then continue helping.
Okay. He won't push you any further. As the day progresses, what is everyone else doing?
Vernon is just tinkering in his room, working on some of the other crew members, like weapons, working on other trinkets that he wants to, while trying to mentally think through different things that he's learned about the treasure and stuff like that, and trying to put pieces together.
Okay. Is there anything specific you're trying to link?
You're muted.
I just saw I was muted. Maybe just trying to figure out the meaning on the box that he has, and more details around that specific area.
You personally don't know too much about the Shawheller Trench. But you know the box says Gulch. That's pretty much about it, and your only clue to that is the trench.
So he might be looking if he has any books about the geography, maybe reading through one of those later on.
Okay. Just go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Yeah. Oh, I have actual dice now, so I can use that. Ooh. 18 plus 7?
Nice. Okay. You begin kind of just skimming through that book once you've tinkered a bit. There isn't too much about the Shawheller Trench, but from the geography in this book, it is very long and I'm trying not to sound vulgar. Deep. Trench that lies between the Sun Terrell and Vodo Reefs, southwest of where you guys are now. Not much is known about it. Anyone who has ventured into it hasn't seemed to come back.
He is very much going to mutter under his breath like, "Ah, god damn it, Twarp." And just gonna be like mentally thinking, if we die, I told you so.
Okay. What's everyone else doing? Seraphina, you're currently helping Mariana, another crew member, with the sails. Flora, you are learning about some navigation, and Ether is at the helm with Twarp.
Seraphina's just kind of helping with all the knowledge that she has, but then once her task is done, she's also like going around to the crew and just like kind of getting to know them a little more, whether through intimidation or charisma, depending on the crew member kind of thing. Trying to size up like who would be interested in like gambling games later and stuff like that.
For the most part, just based with that, Ruth, Froggy, and Cutter seem to be most interested in kind of gambling. And then also about 4 or 5 of the crew members are below deck, just kind of sleeping so that they can take over at nighttime. Yeah.
Cool.
You said Talara is helping with navigation. Is that with anyone?
Yeah, you're with Wick.
Or learning about Wick. Okay.
Yeah, you're with Wick, Four Fingers. No relation to Ruth. God damn you, Star.
So Wick, Four Fingers, right? Do you actually have 4 fingers, or?
On one hand, I do.
But no relation to other
Nope.
4 fingers? Oh, okay.
Nope. She came aboard after I.
That
It's weird.
It sounds like yeah. I guess that actually may be kind of common with I guess pirate folk, losing fingers and such. But
Yeah.
I feel like one of y'all should get a new nickname.
If you really need to, you can call me Wick. You can call her Ruth.
That's true.
Since you aren't a pirate and all.
Yeah. Well, I'm here to learn too. I'd love to learn everything I can about, right now navigation, I guess. So do you just point go? I don't
just point and go. You look at the winds, the sea, the stars when they're out, and try to navigate it.
Mm-hmm. But I meant like not literally point, but like point the boat and go.
Well, yes, you'll, since you're on navigation, you'll work closely with me and Torp for a little bit until you go on to learn something else.
Wait, I'm on navigation? Like this is
That's
gonna
what
be
you're
my job?
learning. Yes.
Oh, for right now.
Yeah, everyone should know just a little bit about navigation. Just in case.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
But that's my job. You are not going to take it.
No, I honestly have no intention of taking your job. And I want to just kind of, I guess, actually learn. Like Talara's really interested in like focus, like learning. And I would look at all the maps and stuff and she'd ask a ton of questions about like specific piratey things.
Yeah. So
like astrolabes and the stars and like yeah.
So over the course of 2 weeks, you'll be able to learn and gain a proficiency in navigation tools. So once the 2 weeks is over, you'll have proficiency in navigation tools.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else who would like to learn new proficiencies can do that as well. Mariana, what are you up to?
I wanted to say I want to have slipped one of my daggers into the ones that Barky is like upgrading without him having noticed, so that he'll upgrade it without me saying anything, and then I can just sneak it back.
Yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Can I do an intelligence check to kind of...
It's gonna be against your perception.
Cool.
25.
Okay. You're able to slip it into the pile, but you won't know if Vernon will figure it out or not until later.
Okay. And then I think I'm just asking I'm trying to be as cool as possible while asking Seraphina about like stories. I mean, like, yeah, so yeah, I would love to hear about the time that you killed that one guy. Yeah. Like, she's very much just like, this is a celebrity crush, and she's just like, hello.
So, Seraphina, after you guys are beginning to veer off in the Shawheller Sea, and the sails are mostly taken care of, but there's still people kind of going about and directing them as Torp needs. Mariana kind of just approaches you as you're probably getting off of a conversation with Ruth.
Oh, hello there.
Hi, the Blaze. It's good to see you. Thank you for your help with the sails earlier.
Absolutely. It's good to see you too, the Banshee.
Yeah, so, what are some, I'm gonna lean on a wall and then fall too much forward and try to pick myself up and be like, yeah, so,
You okay there?
fine, you know, a bit, I don't get seasick, that was a lie. I was about to tell, so what's your best, killed anybody lately?
Not lately. I mean, I've killed in the past, you know, pirating it all. It comes with the territory.
Ah, right, yes, me too. Okay, well, bye. And then she just turns around and walks away.
Seraphina just kind of stares after her, all slightly confused, but like, okay. She's kind of used to this interaction a little bit.
I feel like she's walking away into the distance, and some of her crew that know her really well, who are making fun of her, like, just...
Yeah, you can definitely see Lady Marrow and Cutter are kind of just like looking over their shoulders and just shaking their heads. As Marin's just like looking very confused.
I walk past them slightly so I can slap Cutter on the back of the head and then keep going.
Ow, what the fuck?
I just keep walking. I don't look into it. My face is the reddish that my bluest face can be.
So it's purple.
I'm blue, but I'm suddenly purple, yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Is there anything anyone would like to do during this kind of bit of journey?
After a time, Seraphina does like go back around and goes back up to Mariana, and she's like, "Oh, I do recall a mention of me maybe being able to use your room at some point if I needed to. Was that accurate?"
Oh, yes, of course. Anytime that I don't sleep that much, and my roommate snores like a sea lion, which isn't very much.
Is there a specific time when your roommate isn't in there as well?
I think I'm...
Dell, for the most part, has night shifts.
Yeah, because Dell's okay. Yeah, usually at night, Dell's on deck, so anytime at night that you'd want to come through. She sleeps a lot during the day.
Okay, I appreciate that. I would like to utilize your room maybe within the next night or two.
Of course, please. And if you need privacy at all, I will stand on the sea. I can't do that. I will stand on deck anytime, yes.
I appreciate it. Okay. And then she walks off.
Marin's just like, nice.
Weak thumbs up. and I think Mariana's going to spend a couple days, like, while she's working on the ship, like, sparring with some of her members, just because she does it to keep her kind of blood pumping, I guess. So if anyone else ever wants to spar with her, she's usually available.
Clara, did you say something?
Sorry, I actually pressed a random button on my computer and like weird things happened. So
Okay.
I was trying to message you and then I clicked a button and then anyway.
Okay.
But yes, Talara has things she wants to do.
Okay.
You just mean in the kind of span of time, right, over the 2 weeks?
At the moment, we're just going over the first day as you guys are traveling.
Gotcha. Okay. So if Talara's done with work, which she's actually very happy to do, if she's done, she wants to, knowing that there's 2 weeks of just driving, sailing.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's just like 2 weeks of sailing, she wants to take Vernon up on, like, go see Vernon and like look at his collection of books.
Okay. Yeah, so about a little after midday, Wick kind of like go eat lunch or do whatever you want, and you head down below deck to the officer quarters, where you were told where Vernon's room is, and Vernon, you hear a slight knock as you're kind of tinkering with some tools.
He probably wasn't expecting it because no one comes to see him, and he probably like jolts and like knocks his desk and stuff falls over, and he's like, "God damn it!" And he just leans back, looks at his door. Come in.
Talara, like, slowly, Vernon, hello, hi there, I was wanting to, you said you had books on board, and I know this is gonna be a long sail, and I just kind of wanted to look and see what you might have.
Ah, yes. Come in. My collection is in these shelves over here. I have sailing, history, geography, anything you like.
Okay. And she's gonna just take some time to sort of go over what's there.
Is there
and
anything
then-
specific that you're looking for?
She is going to look for like sailing, like she wants to learn like pirate words and like, you know, like sailing terms, like boat terms, like she was studying the maps earlier to learn, you know, like kind of what the geography of the area is like that we're going into, but she does want to look for like books to learn about sailing and piracy.
Yeah. There's a bunch of books here. Which one do you want to start with?
Piracy.
Okay. So you get a book about pirates. It's kind of like the history of pirates along the Rothy archipelago. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Sure. That's an 8.
Okay. You don't find too much in here. Mostly it's just histories of different like famous pirates. The one that sticks out the most is someone known as the Skeleton King. It looks to have like a sketch of what looks to be a black dragonborn. Very tall, has this almost like crown that's kind of adorned on his head. And you learn that the Skeleton King is the currently reigning pirate king of Osteo Bay.
And she's also looking, is Vernon like doing his own thing, or is he like monitoring her?
He probably just like turned to look more at his stuff again, like messing with people's tools. And he probably is going to roll to see if he can find Mariana's. Well, not Like he's probably getting to his tools that he's working on.
Make an intellectual check. Make an intelligence check.
Intellectual check.
Yeah, make an intellectual check.
I don't have intellectual. Okay. No, that's a nat 20.
Yeah, as you kind of like taken out all of the weapons, you immediately spot one of Mariana's daggers.
Because he's been stabbed by it one too many times. He just keeps it in the pile because he knows she would never ask him, so he's just like, oh, one more is fine.
Yeah. Flora?
Oh yeah. She's also looking for like if he's the thing is like if he's not looking though, right? Like
he seems to kind of be kind of in his own world.
Yeah. She wants to see if there's any like spell books or anything related to magic for learning purposes.
Are there any kind of spells or incantations or anything within Vernon's collections?
He would probably have his own little like journal, but that's like probably with him, or at least with his desk and stuff like that. I don't think he would have it in his regular book collection.
Okay. As you're kind of filing through this bookshelf and kind of looking over all the different books, you don't find anything here particularly about any sort of like spells or incantations or magic. But you do see kind of as you're kind of looking around, you do see there's like a few piles of books on his desk, and there's also I believe there's a book attached to your thigh, right?
I think so. Okay. I think we said that he had his book on his thigh.
Lara is gonna walk over to where Vernon is working and just kind of look over his shoulder and watch what he's doing for like a couple seconds if he notices.
Do you want to be sneaky about it?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. With your passive perception, you notice it. But you notice as Vernon's kind of working, he has tinker tools in his left hand, and then with his right hand, you can almost see like there's like sparks of magic that kind of go in between his fingers as he's enchanting whatever weapon he's working on.
What you doing there?
Sorry, I was focused. I'm enchanting these weapons, like I stated I would for you. I know we got off on the wrong foot before, but let's restart.
I mean, that sounds good to me, Barky. I don't hold no grudges, you know.
His face is definitely gonna just like, good to know. If you have any weapons you would like to enchant, go ahead.
Well, maybe I'll think of something eventually. Is this kind of what you do? Like, is this kind of what you've done? It's just like you enchant weapons and stuff?
Yeah. Normally I'm not as busy, but I have to earn my keep somehow. But, yeah, magic, enchanting, finding out where this damn gold is.
How'd you find out about that anyway? Like, that seems pretty, I don't know, like crazy, I guess, just to that big old hoard of gold just hanging out over, like, how'd you find out about that?
I am a historian. I know a lot of things about a lot of different places.
Okay. You notice, sorry, I started to read what was in my chat at the same time as I was talking. Oh, well, okay, a historian of sorts. Okay, well, maybe I could use some information. No, guys, no, don't do that. Don't look at me like that. Not using him. Maybe I could you could help me with something, some information. I gotta kind of figure some stuff out first. Get my, my own pieces together, and then nothing crazy, just about, just kind of where I was from and stuff. But that's way down the line. But you seem to know.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you seem to know just a lot. So, thank you for your time. Thank you for your books. And she's gonna scurry out quickly.
Anytime. She's very confused, but it's just like, okay.
She just goes back to the little room to put the books away that she found or got.
Yeah. Yeah, you have those books, and you've been given access to go access more if you want to research more during this 2 weeks of time. Anyone else doing anything particularly today?
I feel like after Ether helps out at the helm and goes around seeing some other things they can do, they do eventually find Mariana and want to spar with her.
Okay. Yeah, you
and the two of them spar for a little bit.
Yeah, kind of around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Mariana's sparring with what looks to be a Triton woman, who you've been introduced to as Lady Marrow. Looks to just be sparring with them.
Ether.
That's just me getting hit, I guess. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Ether is gonna see them sparring and then just lean against the deck or whatever the closest wall is nearby, and then just wait for them because they're not gonna interrupt something.
We're kind of going back and forth, and at one point both of us swap weapons with each other and then keep fighting. It's very much like a the Dread Pirate Roberts and Inigo Montoya, just haha, just fancy footwork.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you want to have us roll to see who wins our spar, or just
roll a d20 for me?
Haha. Ooh,
What'd you roll?
19.
I rolled an 18. It's a very close sparring match, but eventually Mariana just gets the edge over Lady Marrow, and has both her sword and Lady Marrow's sword up against Lady Marrow's throat before they both kind of laugh it off, and Lady Marrow just kind of goes to the side.
We do a secret fist bump as we walk away, and it's yeah. Under my breath, I think I say to her in Thieves' Cant, "That was hot," and then turn away.
She just nods and gives you a wink as she walks.
Those friends that flirt with each other all the time.
Yeah.
But was this while Talar was up on deck?
Yeah. This is later in the afternoon.
Talara hears that and is like, "Who's hot?"
She knows.
Visibly looking around.
Damn. I look over when I see Ether, and I'm leaning over and grabbing some water, I guess, because sweaty. I just take a bucket of water and pour it on myself. I put it back down. And all right, Ether, are you wanting more gossip or tea? I have figurative tea or literal tea, whichever one you prefer.
Well, I am interested in what literal tea is. I wanted to join in and spar with you for a bit.
You not know what tea is?
No, I thought it was weird because you said figurative tea and literal tea. And
one is gossip, and then the other is warm, hot leaf juice.
I know what tea is.
Oh, okay. You said you didn't know what literal tea was, and that's the literal tea.
No, it was just confusing because we're not near anywhere there's tea.
No, Barky has a secret stash that I steal from.
Might take you up on that later. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was hoping for now we can at least spar for a bit.
I would be honored. And she pulls out her one of my daggers is with Barky, so I guess her rapier.
Ether need practice with rapier, so they're also gonna pull out their own rapier.
Yeah. At this point, I'll ask you both to roll initiative.
Yay! Can I ask you a question about dagger fighting, even though I'm not doing it now?
Yeah.
With dagger fighting, if I'm using 2 daggers, can I attack with both, or is that not a thing I can do?
Yeah.
It is?
You have 2 weapon fighting.
Okay. Would that be like my action and my bonus action?
Yes.
Or just okay, cool. I wanted to make sure because I haven't fought with daggers before. My initiative is 22.
Okay. My character. Okay. I got a 23.
Okay.
Damn.
So you guys get ready. You guys have your rapiers at hand, and just before you're about to take your first swing, Mariana, Ether takes theirs. I'll say just roll to attack, just for this first bit.
Yeah. Uh, 24.
Okay, that definitely hits. You guys are just sparring, so it's not going to cause any damage.
Yeah.
But Mariana, you're able to kind of block it up with your sword before you go and make an attack for your turn. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Okay. That is dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you guys kind of both go back and forth between hitting the swords, and you hear the metal clinging and clanking as you guys continue to spar. And I'll ask both of you just to roll a d20 just to see who comes out on top.
I got a 6!
So basically the same thing happens as the spar with Lady Marrow. And either like as you guys are sparring, Mariana's just slowly kind of like backing you up and before you hit the mast and does the same exact move.
There looks like nervous at first when the rapiers are up to their neck, but then they honestly probably just start laughing. It starts off as like a little snicker, and then eventually there's like full on fucking cackling.
Mariana's giggling slightly and backs up, and where you're pushed up, reaches out her hand to kind of pull you away and hand back your. She flips the rapier back so she's holding the sharp side and hands it back to you.
They take it and they put it back, and they're like, "This is why I don't use rapiers often."
Oh, what do you normally use?
Pulls out their gun.
Oh my god, you've got a gun!
And as you're looking at it, it looks a lot more fancy than you would expect for a pirate.
Can I see it?
Yeah, and gives her the gun.
Oh. I'm kind of looking it over, and like I'm just like, yeah, I got shot once, and then just keep looking it over.
What?
Hmm. Oh,
shot one?
You're a pirate. Shot, stabbed, wounded, left for dead. Things happen. Wow, this is really nice. This is a lot better than Barky's, who also tried to shoot me once. Oh. Wow. Kind of looking at the engraving, and I think she's like running her finger over it to like feel like when you see an engraving and you want to feel it. That's like she's very like, like this is great for her. She loves this.
Either make a perception check for me.
Can I also perceive anything cool about this weapon?
Yeah, with your passive perception, which is like what 19 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it doesn't look to be like anything super like fancy about it, no magic or anything, but just like all of the fine engravings of like what almost looks to be like wind on both the barrel and the handle of the gun, just makes it a lot more interesting of a weapon.
I got a 5 on my perception check.
Okay. Never mind then.
Well, see, now I want to know what I look like. Okay. I hand it back to you, and I'm like, I see you have a wind motif going on here.
Ether just kind of looks, and they're like, "Yeah, that's." I just embraced it after a bit.
No, I get it. I'm very, what's the word that people use? Off-putting? Eerie? Creepy? One of those things. So after a while, you just lean into it. And then you're a pirate on a ship being creepy. But you're around other people who like that you're creepy, so it's not bad.
If it helps, I do like that you're creepy.
I like you too, Wind Person. I was trying to think of a fun nickname there, but it didn't work out. I'm so sorry, Ether.
Oh, that's fair.
But if I can say, with a weapon that you're not very confident in, I'm sure you're going to be a great pirate.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you.
I'm excited to be there when it happens.
Ether's just like, I'm gonna go and see if Captain or anyone else needs any help before shift change. So
Okay.
I will talk to you later and hopefully receive some figurative tea.
Yes, some figurative tea. I'm going to go to get some leaves from a bag to make some literal tea as well.
Ether nods and then walks away.
She walks away.
So, you guys kind of split off. Is there anything else anyone wants to do over just this last bit before shift change? Okay. You guys all kind of, the shift change, everyone who was below deck sleeping comes above deck and gets ready for the night shift. Captain Torp goes into his quarters, and Dell kind of takes over. Anything else anyone want to do on this first night?
Seraphina does go around to the night crew and just like kind of gets gauges on them as well. And also sees who likes to gamble in that shift.
Okay. Let me just real quick look at that. Where's my mouse? I don't know where my mouse is. There it is. Okay. Within that crew, Dirty Davith and Jason Krabs seem to like gambling.
You said Jason Krabs?
Yes.
Perfect.
He does have crabs, by the way.
You mentioned that in episode 1.
I did. That's why he got that name.
Yeah, you guys all kind of tuck in for your first night's sleep. For those of you who haven't really been on a ship, which would mostly be Talara, it's a little unnerving. You almost kind of get seasick as you kind of lay there, but it's not too bad after a little bit. But this is kind of where we're going to go into kind of downtime activities. If anyone wants to do anything over these next 2 weeks, we'll role play out what we need to role play out, and then just kind of let me know if there's any rules that you would like to make.
So during this time, Seraphina is going to utilize Mariana's room to be able to make her ink and to also transcribe one of the spells on herself.
Okay. Probably during the second night, Mariana, while you're like getting ready for bed, you hear a knock at your door.
I open it and then shut it quickly and then realize what I've done and then open it again. I'm like, hi.
Hello. Is this a bad time for me to utilize your room?
No, not utilize anything you want right away. Go ahead, come in.
She walks in.
Okay. She walks into your room and you see she kind of pulls out this pouch, and then from the pouch pulls out this very like almost vibrant purple gem, a motor and the pestle thing that goes with the pestle.
Mortar and pestle.
Yeah, mortar and pestle. Takes out that and then also a few vials of a liquid. Looks to be like an oil of sorts. Kind of just makes space for herself and kind of just begins kind of crushing up the gem.
Do you mind me asking what you're doing?
Oh, yes. I'm just making some ink for myself.
Oh. Do you write a lot?
Oh, no, not that kind of ink. And she like holds out her arm to show like the different tattoos and stuff. Ink for this sort.
Oh wow. Oh. Are they like words mainly? Or is it like
It's mostly like wisps of smoke, but if you're looking closely, then you can see like arcane kind of shapes and such.
Yeah, so with your
within-
passive perception, it's easy enough to see like very small glints of arcane runes within the smoke.
oh wow. Is it a magic tattoo?
Of sorts. Not particularly the tattoos themselves, but in a way, they help me concentrate on certain spells and such.
Ah, you bring the magic to it yourself.
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive. Mind if I watch, or would you like me to go stand on the water?
No, you can watch me making the ink. That's fine. Regarding the when I actually go to add tattoos, that I might ask if I could have some privacy with that part.
Oh, well, I'll go ahead and leave you. I should go talk to Dell anyway. I'll knock loudly when I come back. Would you like me to leave a sock on the door so that no one interrupts you?
That shouldn't be. I mean, do you get a lot of people coming to your room at night?
No, but I have promised my room also to Ether, but I assume if you traveled with Ether, you've probably seen you apply tattoos to yourself.
Actually, he is not. So,
Well, if I see them, I will tell them to knock.
okay, lovely. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, bye. And then I just every time she leaves, she's purple.
Okay. Yeah, you leave Seraphina, you make your ink. If you'd like to transcribe that that spell, you can definitely do that. What's everyone else up to?
I think when I go above like deck for that night, I'm seeing with my all-seeing eyes. I'm like taking in the night a lot more than I usually do. Just kind of looking at the water, and like the ship, and just like taking note of things just as I can.
Yeah.
Also, during that time, I also want to occasionally keep an eye on Talara and Marin.
Okay. At this point in the night, they're kind of down in the barracks, sleeping.
Just throughout the week, basically.
Okay, what are you looking for?
For them throughout the week, or just that night?
Kind of just as time goes on.
I'm just seeing how competent they are and like how they interact on the ship. And if Talara is like pulling anyone's leg about not being competent, like she's pretending she doesn't know anything because she robbed me really well, and that's sticking with me very hard. And it's like she's got to be lying about something.
Okay, make an insight check. Make 2 separate ones, one for Marin, one for Talara.
Okay. I have insight. We'll do 16 for the first one.
Okay. Roll the second one.
Natural 20, so 26.
Okay. The first one was for Marin. Second one was for Talara. For Marin, pretty open book. Has some experience being a sailor. Knows more than Talara does. And also shows like they've taken up on some of the sparring matches as well. They seem kind of capable in combat as well. Just not super piratey per se. More of like an experienced sailor or like thief.
Okay.
What does Mariana glean from Talara with the natural 20?
Alara is for this time she's going around, she's just talking to everybody on the ship and just kind of trying to learn about everyone. She's definitely actually very incompetent when it comes to sailing. Like you could, like, it's not a game. Like you can tell, like she's legitimately trying to learn. But she's very interested in everyone, and is just asking. And that's what I do with my time, is just ask lots of questions about like what people do, like what did you do before you were a pirate, how did you become a pirate, like just curious, really, really curious about everybody.
Okay. I think when she realizes that Talara is kind of like a couple days in, she realizes Talara is actually just very authentic and just was like, and Mariana was just off her game. Like, she's just like, damn. Okay, yeah, that's it. She doesn't really feel the need to keep an eye on them anymore.
Okay.
She does want to talk with her eventually, but.
Okay, yeah. What's Ether doing during this, like, first few days?
Is definitely going around and like picking up whatever chores people don't want to pick up, just to kind of like A, pull their weight, and B, get a good like try to remember the layout of the ship, because like this is a new area for them. They're like, I need to remember where everything is just in case. So they're doing that, probably Bard with Mariana or a couple of other pirates, probably lost if they're not using their gun.
You wouldn't want to use your gun here.
Yeah, so I'm like sparring using my rapier, and it's not going well. And just a lot of like being around at different places so I can remember where everything is.
Yeah, I think if you're doing more sparring with your rapier, Mariana would offer to help you with your form and stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so you learn a bit more of how to control your, like, where your feet is, how your hips are aligned when you're using your rapier. You get a little bit better. And then, Carolee, you said Talara was kind of just asking around things?
Yeah, Talara is really just like probably even going around with a notebook, like just really curious about like everyone's life, and like seems to genuinely be curious, like, you know, like I was saying, like, what'd you do before you were a pirate, like, you know, what do you do on the ship, how'd you learn your skill, like just really interested in everyone. Probably like would go down to Mary and be like, oh, I learned that, you know, Wick Four Fingers has a sister Susan, like, or something like stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just like, and like taking notes of, just to learn about everybody.
Yeah. For the most part, everyone just has like some stupid story about, oh, I ended up in Osteo Bay, and then I was like, oh, I want to be a pirate or something like that. Most people here don't have like a huge story on how they became pirates, unless you're asking like very specific people about it. Torp will say, if you ever ask him, that...
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That he sparred with a well-known pirate, killed them, and became the pirate captain of that ship, as pirate rules. Though you aren't sure if it's truth or lie, no matter how much you try to seek it out.
Like she's sitting there and he's saying, like, and she's saying, like, nothing she does, can figure out whether or not he's telling the truth. Okay.
Unless there's something specific you would like to do.
Yeah. She's probably very interested in Torp. She's listening to his story about how he killed, and she has her notebook out and taking notes, just very yeah, oh wow, that's just so cool. You did what with him? And then that's how, oh my gosh. But she is, as he's telling the story, and she Can she use detect thoughts?
Yeah. Let me look at the information there.
Yeah.
Are you just looking at surface level thoughts, or are you trying to dig deeper?
Mm. She's gonna dig deeper. Well, surface level first,
Okay.
just to see what he's thinking. Yeah.
I'd also like you to make a sleight of hand check.
Can I try to do this? Like, I guess that would be like as subtle as possible.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not used to flipping over to the spell side. I keep forgetting how to get back to my other stuff. So that sleight of hand is a 19.
Okay. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, you look at the surface level thoughts. It's kind of just the same kind of thoughts playing over as you're hearing him spew it out. Like they're just coming as soon as he thinks them, he spits them out towards you. And from that, you can't tell whether or not it's truth or lie. It seems like just it's coming to him and he's spitting it out.
Would it take using it again to like try to probe deeper?
You can use an action to probe deeper.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. He needs to make a saving throw, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And which saving throw is that? Wisdom?
Yeah. Yes, it is wisdom.
You rolled a 17, so you are unable to probe any deeper than surface level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that if he succeeds, he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You see him kind of stumble over his words for a second before kind of continuing forth
Mm-hmm.
with his story.
But he doesn't do anything?
Nope.
Okay. Wow, Captain Torp, you are just such an interesting man.
I would say so, yeah.
You just have quite the story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thank you for taking the time to just tell me your story, and I'm just kind of making, I just really want to learn about everybody and kind of what they do, and I don't know, I guess it's kind of like, writing a book, sort of, just like, I don't know, these are just really cool stories, everyone. Everyone's just got such an interesting life.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to me, matey, and sharing a secret of your own. Gives you a wink.
What kind of secret are you? I mean, I can share secrets all day. I mean.
Oh, you think I didn't sense a little thing I had in my mind?
I mean, I don't know. The way you told the story about, that other cat, he just seemed, not that I'm not saying that you are not capable, but he seemed like a real badass, But not that, like I said, not that I don't think you are also capable as well. There has to be more to the story than that.
Does there have to be?
I mean, there doesn't have to be, but maybe that could be a story for another time then.
Perhaps.
Well, like I said, thank you for your time. I'm going to go ahead and scurry on out of here. I got super country. Scurry. I'm going to go ahead and head on out, okay? But thank you again. And she walks away.
Okay. Yeah. What's Vernon doing during these first, few days?
He's probably just finishing up the pile of weapons, enchanting them. When he gives it back to Marietta, he's just like, just ask next time.
I don't know. I've never seen this. What did you do to it?
Find out.
You really
Mechanically,
shouldn't
what did
say
you do
that.
to it?
You shouldn't say that while I have a weapon in my hand.
I said it, and then I was like, she's gonna stab him. Let me see.
You have everything open on your character sheet.
I do. I've been trying to study. You gotta give me 1 second. I turned very attention. Which one would I?
You would infuse it with something.
Okay, so it is infusing. Okay. I had all this written down, and I cannot remember.
Okay. You have a +1 with that dagger.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I was like, I could not read fast enough. Yeah, so just extra damage points.
Okay.
It'd probably just be like extra sharp.
She's definitely thinking about stabbing you.
And he's
Because-
just, like, backing up.
She said try it. She shakes her head and is like, well, he did something. Basically flips it around coolly like a drumstick in her hand, like put it in, and then puts it in her.
Okay.
Like a drumstick, not a drumstick. I feel like I should specify that. Like when drummers.
I got the music bit.
Got it, cool. Okay, she flips it around, goes, walks away.
I thought it'd be funny if you just had a turkey leg and just
Stab a turkey leg with it, eat it off the dagger. That's how I test it.
Okay. A few days go by. It's been pretty smooth sailing. There hasn't been any like super big interruptions. There hasn't been any like super big storms. There's been some kind of drizzling of rain, kind of sprinkling showers. Nothing too super big. Haven't seen many other boats. Haven't gone across any of like the sailing lines. For the most part, from what anyone who is dealing with the navigation, which would be mostly Talara and Vernon, where you guys are captains going off course from any kind of sailing lines to keep away from like sailing ships and cargoes. But is there anything anyone would like to do kind of towards the first end of that first week?
Seraphina will get a collection of gambling games together.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ether will join in on said gambling games.
You guys
Yeah.
play well into the night of gambling games.
Are you guys
Laura would
yourselves
totally be
gambling?
fine with that.
Or are you getting other people to gamble?
Ourselves, as well as others.
I'll get in on it too, yeah.
Oh yeah, this sounds fun. It's like Red Dead, just like spend forever playing blackjack.
Okay, so since the majority of you guys are playing Skeletal Abyss, I would like everyone to roll 3d6, whoever's playing. And also let me know what pot you guys are starting at.
Like how much we're putting in?
Yes.
Okay.
Like 1 gold piece. Wait, how much were we doing before?
We're doing like a few silver for teaching rounds.
Okay.
But
We'll do,
you're also a pirate, I don't know.
we'll do like 5 silver for like the first few rounds of like
Okay.
things.
Okay. So just so how everyone knows, you want to get 3 of a kind high numbers, 3 of a kind low numbers, 3 in a row high, 3 in a row low, and that's kind of where it stops.
Would it be possible for me to cheat using sleight of hand?
You could. Yes, you could.
Cool. Okay. So I roll first, and then if it's low, be able to cheat sleight of hand it.
Yeah, roll.
Like-
Everyone just roll their 3d6, whoever's playing, and you. The pot is currently with you 4, and then probably 2 others. It's at 3 gold at the moment.
So we should all take 5 silver out of our thing.
Or just keep a
Okay,
note
6
of it somewhere.
I guess 69 silver now. Nice.
Nice. Okay. Lady Marrow, who is not playing, is acting as the dealer for this game. Asks if anyone wants to change a card.
I'd like to.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll 1 die.
So I have a question. This is like, so the dice.
The dice
So
are
it's
acting
like a
as your
3-card
cards.
draw.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-card draw sort of situation. Okay.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Okay. And then now anyone can raise, call, or fold. If anyone would like to do so.
Are any of the cards shown to the rest of the table at all, or are they all 3 hidden?
All 3 are hidden.
Okay. Pilar will raise.
Okay, how much do you raise?
You said we started at 5 silver,
Yeah,
right?
5 silver each, so it's a 3 gold pot at the moment.
Yeah, she'll throw in another 5.
Ether will raise to match.
Seraphina will call.
I'll call.
Okay. One of the other crew members folds and leaves, or kind of just like gets up from the table. The other one calls. And we also go through a final round of betting if anyone would like to continue.
Pilar is definitely going to detect thoughts on everyone at the table.
Okay. What is everyone's surface level thoughts? Obviously, it'd be about the game. So, Mariano, what are your surface level thoughts as you look at your cards?
Oh, I've got this.
Okay. What is Ether's surface level thought?
Something along the lines of that as well, but it's like, do I want to raise it? It's just like thinking about whether or not they want to raise it the entire time.
Okay. What is Seraphina's?
Seraphina actually wants to do a little insight of her own to see if anyone is trying to sneak cheat shots in there.
Okay. Are you inciting people and the way that they're like doing body movements, or are you looking specifically to see if anyone was slipping their own cards in?
Looking to see if anyone's specifically slipping cards in. Would that
Okay.
be investigation or still insight?
That would be perception.
Okay, perfect.
Ooh, I want to do that too then.
That is an unnatural 20.
As far as you can tell, no one is slipping any cheaty kind of maneuvers in. What did Mariana get?
Yeah. 27.
No one's cheating. Seems to be a fairly good game for a crew of pirates.
I figured, it's the first round where it starts our practice, like, learning, so I'm not gonna...
Yeah. But for Seraphina, you kind of just get the gist that she's trying to determine whether or not people are cheating.
Got it. God, she's so cool, Talara hears from me, like, my service law.
Wow, man, you guys really just have your poker faces on, don't you? Y'all have done this a lot, huh?
What else is there to do? It's a pastime on a ship.
That's actually that's a real. Who is that? Who's that?
David. Dirty David.
Okay. David, that's a really good point. I would have not thought that there would not be very much to do on a ship that has nothing to do,
Yup.
And
you kind of just hear with his surface level thoughts, I'm gonna fold this next round.
Talara is. Are we betting again? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You said the next round is bet. She's gonna throw a gold in.
Okay, I fold. Goodbye. Too rich for my blood.
Ether is gonna put in 2 gold.
Davith, ocean water rum is too rich for your gold, for your blood. Your gold?
Don't I know it?
I pat him on the head.
Okay,
How much did you put in? It cut off for me. Talara.
1 gold.
1 gold. Neither did you call?
I put in 2.
Put in 2.
Great.
Raised it.
Mm.
So at the moment, we're at 8.5 gold pot.
I'll raise it to 3.
Ooh.
11.
Wow. Oh my god. Big spenders over here.
What does Seraphina do?
I mean, she calls the 3, but she's just like, good grief.
What's the thoughts?
They're like, this is like the training round, and okay.
Yeah, this is the training round. Mariana's is like, I don't back down from shit. Like,
There's just like, haha, suck it, Seraphina.
she is, I think, looking at with her high perception check. I think she's like noticing people's interactions and can probably tell that Ether has good cards. I would say with her perception check. So she is like not blinking at all. She has not blinked for like a minute or 2 and is just staring at him or at them. You're just staring at them, just going.
Does Ether catch this? Is my question.
Give me a perception roll.
Scene?
Well, sorry, 16? Okay, I'll whisper to you what you see.
Not being a part of it makes it worse. I understand how everyone felt last time when I was getting all the juicy information.
What the fuck?
What are you learning about me? What? Can I know? You've
You
said
should
about
know.
me.
You should know.
Gosh, I don't know how much, what you told them.
The things.
Okay.
The things.
Ether is probably, since they noticed, going to do the same thing because they can also do that. We're just gonna do the same thing to see if she notices.
That would also be a shared surface thought that Talara would pick up. You
out of the loop right now.
You kind of get the surface thought of from Ether. Oh shit, she's not blinking. She's not breathing.
I'm very
I'm gonna do
still.
the same. It's basically what you get from Ether's surface thoughts.
Cool.
I imagine I noticed you being super still all of a sudden.
Trying not to crack a smile.
Delara hears, oh my god, they're copying me. Wait a minute, they're copying me. And then we just.
And then does Talara and Ether call the raise? Talara, you'd have to put in 2 more gold, and then Ether.
Sure. Yep. I raise. You guys really don't back down, huh?
I, as a player, think this is a good hand, but if it's not, I'm gonna be so embarrassed.
Okay, we have a 17.5 gold pot
For the practice round.
for
Damn.
the practice
Okay.
round.
That's a lot of money. A gold is like $300.
Yeah.
We should go to the poker tournaments. Okay.
Everyone,
Lose all of our money.
starting at Mariana, reveal what you have.
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, what
Like,
does
I thought it
Seraphina
was
have?
good.
665.
So in conclusion, Mariana and Talara, you split a 17.5 gold pot.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
You can have the would it be even actually? Because I don't know if that's even.
I don't know.
Hold on, 17 and a half.
7.
17.8
8 3/4 or something like that.
and 3/4. So I'll take 7, and then you take. Hold on.
You guys do the math as you guys are calculating
Yeah.
that.
Just message me.
Yeah.
I can't math.
Yeah. You guys continue playing throughout the night. If anytime you have detect thoughts going, you hear multitudes of different thoughts from different people, but it gives you an edge in the competition, mainly to tell you whether or not you should raise, call, or fold. But with that, we're going to take a quick break. and welcome back. So we pick up as the crew has kind of traveled their first week. Nothing too kind of major has happened. There's been some smaller storms, but for the most part, the biggest thing that's happened was some gambling, and a pretty big gamble for a learning round. But we go into that second week of sailing. You guys are kind of in the middle of the Laurel Ocean now. You guys have passed the Shalaran Seas, past the Rothley Archipelago, and are heading southwest towards the Sunterel and Vodo Reef. Is there anything anyone would like to do for that first bit of the second week? You guys are still kind of learning new things. If anyone would like to pick up any new kind of tool proficiencies, let me know.
Vernon would probably go to Talara and just ask her about the books that she's been reading from him, like seeing if she's learning anything from them. Maybe also just looking like, you said you wanted help with magic. I'm gonna kind of hint that I could help you if you need to. Stuff like that.
Okay. Kind of during kind of like the 8th or 9th day of travel, Vernon kind of comes up from his quarters and on the deck of the ship as you're kind of talking with Wick and kind of learning about navigation, and kind of just leans in waiting for a moment to chime in.
Oh, hey Vernon.
Hello. How are your studies going?
I mean, I'm learning a lot of me as I'm trying to look up sailing terms on the internet. You know, I think I'm getting some of these things down, you know. And Wick is honestly, surprisingly, I guess well, that would have sounded bad if I said for a pirate, but he's actually a real good teacher. Come on, you know what I mean, Wick. Come on.
Sure, matey.
I love, honestly, that, you know, everyone's just kind of picking up this matey thing, even though it
It's
just kind of
for
started
you.
as a joke. Oh,
That's your
but
pirate name now, until we get a better one.
honestly, though, I kind of like it.
Of course you will.
But
You
then it'll
talk with
sound like I'm
Vernon,
talking.
You talk with Barky here. I'll be back.
Okay. No, Barky, it's going good. I've learned. I mean, you know, just reading over the, you know, sailing stuff, and I learned about, you know, Skeleton King. I mean, I kind of already honestly, everyone kind of knows about the Skeleton King, though. That was in that.
Some more than others.
I'm sorry.
He's one, greedy bastard.
You know the Skeleton King?
Met him once. Never want to meet him again.
I mean, he can't be that prolific if he's just hanging out with Barky. I mean... Oh,
You
like-
know he's bad when he scares the trousers off a torp.
Oh. Like,
Never seen a man so coward.
wait. What happened?
Are you saying this in the privacy of your room, or where anyone can hear you by
They're at
chance?
the helm of the ship talking about this.
May I perceive this conversation?
Anyone
You're just
who's on
standing
deck,
over
which
his
is
shoulder,
everyone
like-
right now, can make a perception check.
Oh.
Natural 20!
4.
You are busy you're kind of taking up a little bit of carpenting lessons from Cutter. You and Marin are kind of working alongside each other. You're having your own conversation with Marin and Cutter. But Mariana, you're kind of closer towards the sails, kind of like helping with rigging and stuff, and you overhear this conversation.
Just
I am
their
also
head
doing
just
that.
Okay,
snaps.
what's your perception check?
18.
You overhear some of it. You hear Skeleton King, Torp, Coward.
I mean, what was the Skeleton King like?
I'm gonna come up behind them. How tall is Vernon?
Vernon?
6'1".
Okay.
I am gonna come up behind you and then turn around and push myself up so that I'm sitting on the helm of the ship, look you in the eye, and pull my knife out, like my dagger out to right in front of you. What you talking about?
Vernon's just gonna like quietly just pull out his own dagger and just kind of aim it at her, but like nonchalantly, like I'm not even gonna try. And he's just gonna look at Talara and be like, tall, quite unnerving to look at.
Is this a normal thing that sort of happens here?
Meeting the
knives
Skeleton
and-
King? No.
no, but like the knives and
I don't like liars.
oh,
Who said I'm lying?
Marcus wanted to talk when the skeleton king was choking him.
oh, I want to know that. See, now I really want to know this story.
I stab my dagger into the side of the like next to me on the ground and push up like I'm telling
him
you.
that.
That's why it sticks so good. So the Skeleton King, big, tall, scary black dragonborn, drinks wine out of a skull.
Human blood out of a skull.
That's a vibe. Okay.
It was red.
It was blood.
Lives in a huge, like, animal skeleton structure. There was a bone throne, which I don't think is its technical name. But Captain Torp was very brave. This one shat his pants almost.
Captain Torp was scared of him. Wouldn't even walk over to him. I had the balls to be in his grasp.
You had the balls to be disrespectful
I
to
was
the Skeleton
never
King.
disrespectful.
Wait,
Stay
if you got,
back to
if-
show respect.
if you got choked, I mean, I would just say that was kind of stupid to get that close. Then
You don't understand how long this man's arms are.
Mariana literally cackles at that. That's so funny.
oh, Talar does too. like the
He's 10 foot tall, yeah.
long arms, you say? Oh, that's what got you? Okay. Long arms.
They really snatched him. You know what? Mark is actually right. He was a mile away and he reached out and pulled him. He picked the most annoying one from the crowd and saw, yep, I must punish this man.
You didn't know the conversation that was going on, so you have no room to talk.
No, I was standing back and being respectful of the Pirate King
When
and
the,
not getting choked.
when the
that was an
Skeleton
important
King
thing for
tells you to come forward, you come forward.
When the Skeleton King threatens your life.
At least I got us
Barky.
information
Barky choked.
on the
Too
Skeleton
close,
King.
Very dumb.
Oh,
Maybe you shouldn't be talking so bad on someone that lets you aboard this ship, who gave you a room, who gives you fancy little tea bags.
you're drinking my tea?
No, I saw you drinking it, so that's how I know about it.
I don't drink up on the deck.
I hide in your room sometimes.
Do you have something you want to say, Mariana?
I'm pretty sure I always say what I want to say.
I'm not even. Anyway,
I didn't mean to. I was just learning. I had been reading this book. It had the Skeleton King in it, and I didn't realize reading a book was gonna create this much conflict.
it would
Oh,
happen either way you read it or not.
Yeah, don't worry. The only thing we can agree on is that we will always be like this.
Sure.
Push him on the forehead.
Oh.
Pushes her off the dome.
Hold on, I actually want to roll to like slide down the side. That'd be fun.
Okay. Make athletics checks, both of you.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. What is my... Ooh. Ooh, that is a 18?
23.
You go to push her and she just stays where she is. She's like death gripped onto like the railing.
They knew it was coming.
It's happened before. Definitely. I'm gonna Talara, how tall are you?
I think 5'6".
Okay, I'm very short, so I need to know these things
5'8".
before I say that I do things.
5'8".
5'8". Okay, I jump off the side and kind of get in between you two, and I'm on my tippy toes, and my arm is around your shoulder now. I'm like, yeah. If you want to learn anything about piracy, I wouldn't talk to this guy.
I honestly, it wasn't very hard to gather that he's not the one to talk to about piracy, but he had books. So he's more of a resource. I guess not in a bad way. I mean, you have some really great books, Vernon, and I do appreciate you letting me read some of them.
You taking notes on the ship?
I mean, on the people. It helps me remember.
Can I see your notes?
I mean, yeah, you could see my notes if you want. I could show you what I've learned about everyone if you would like. I mean, you probably already know everything, though. I mean, being as that you've been with them for so long now.
Yeah, but I'd like to learn like to see what you've learned. And I kind of look over and read the part about Barky being stupid, and I go, nah!
Yeah. Yeah, it's most of the pages are like this, just little quick notes for me to remember. But it's just so much to learn. I even have, would you like to see my whole section on, and Talara hasn't had a chance to talk to Mariana yet, and wants to like show, like kind of take Mariana, like as she's like showing her the section of her book on all of the sailing terms she's learned from Wick.
Okay.
I have the whole section about the crew. But I'm writing all the notes down about, all of the different sailing terms. But what about like pirate terms? Like
Pirate.
I know that matey, because Vernon wasn't the one to ask, and
Yeah. Well, matey, I've heard is your new pirate name.
Apparently, thanks to Wick, Four Fingers, no relation to other Four Fingers.
Yes. Well, well, I've seen you spar a little bit, so do you fight with Marin at all?
Mm-mm.
Like, not against her, like with her, like both of you together against someone else.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Can you fight?
I dabble.
Okay.
That was my first thought, just like, yeah, to tax Vernon.
Watch this.
Show me. Well, the one thing that you really need to know to be a pirate is how to insult someone, and that's how you earn their respect.
Oh.
Yet when I insult Torp, you get all,
Because you are being dishonest. I am not being dishonest while I called you a bilge-sucking pretty boy.
Ooh, I need to write bilge sucking.
Yes, B-I-L-G.
I am
country.
never dishonest.
I will push you off this ship.
I will take you with me.
I can swim.
So can I.
I don't know if I can.
The comedic timing. Sorry, that was so good. Oh my god.
Holy shit. Okay.
I'm just imagining us toe to toe like this, and then you just come in between us like, I don't know if I can. That's so funny.
That's exactly what happened.
Like, teacher.
Mariana is gonna turn around and yell in Thieves' Cant over the ship. Can I throw him overboard yet? We got a new learned one. Can't she do it?
Who are you asking?
I'm just yelling it in Thieves' Cant across the ship. Just anyone to hear that can speak Thieves' Cant.
And Vernon's going to use the tech language and interpret it. If that works on Thieves' Cant.
Just make a dexterity check to see if you can get it quick enough to hear.
Cool. Ooh, that's a 6. Nope. You best.
Yeah. Obviously, Talara, I think you know Thieves' Cant. You can hear it. Marin, kind of just from the bow of the ship, is like, "Do it!" in Thieves' Cant. But then you just hear like you don't hear the voice, but you feel like this very loud thud from where the captain's quarters would be, where you guys are standing, and it's just basically like, "Don't do that."
I knock back down with my foot as if do it in a code that we already know that's saying I don't like this, but okay, and then
You don't get a response.
no, that's valid. You probably had to get a broom to hit it.
Because he's so short.
There is a desk
How do you
in there
know
that
it?
you could stand on, guys.
That's also
Okay,
true. That's also true.
But it's
No,
also
that's-
dwarven made, so it's kind of shorter than rest of the desks.
that would make sense.
Oh wait, geez, that means Vernon has to like hunch over when he's in the captain's quarters.
I like to
mean, it's
imagine
like a
that means
normal-sized, like, captain's quarters.
Just the desk. Got it.
I feel like he definitely could have heard you talking shit about him, because if he's directly below you,
Probably.
being like he was a coward.
It wasn't being that loud.
As when Mariana yells that and they like get in each other's face, Talara gets between the two, and I don't even think she realizes that like it's so like natural for her to hear things in Thieves' Cant. Like she doesn't realize she's responding to it, and she's like, "Well, let's not now. Come on, now we're not gonna throw him off the boat. Like, how? I've been meaning to ask you some questions anyway, just because I haven't gotten a chance to talk to you yet, Mariana. I want to learn more about you." And is gonna like lead her away again, because Vernon just wants to follow us.
Okay, I'll follow. Mariana has noted that you understand Thieves' Cant, and is like, she's noted it.
Yeah. So about you, Mariana, how long have you been a pirate? I mean, you clearly, I mean, are probably one of the more skilled pirates that I've seen. Well, I mean, I guess I can't say that because I don't really know much about it, but you seem to be one of the most skilled pirates on this boat. Ship? Boat. I still don't understand the difference between that one.
It's the amount of sails that it has.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a ship.
A ship. Okay. How long have you been a pirate?
A few years now, probably.
Mm-hmm. Just on the ship with Torp, or
Yeah, mainly. I traveled around a little bit before, but you know, Torp, he's persuasive, he pays well. Said I looked creepy and gave me a nice smile.
that's all it took? I mean, I guess this life can be really intriguing for a lot of people and welcoming. What'd you do before that though? Like, it's only been a couple years and
I did some odd jobs just around, and then that's how I ended up in piracy, moving around a bunch.
and
That is
Talara,
not that exciting.
Talara is going to be using detect thoughts
Okay.
as Mariana is telling her story.
Okay.
Do I do anything?
What's your surface level thoughts?
I think she's thinking really hard about the words she says before she says them. So it's very much just like, moved around a bunch. Yeah, I moved around a bunch. Like she's like putting the sentence together before she says it. She's thinking hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, then you must be. I mean, you've got Vernon or Barky. I'm sorry, Barky over there. He's real book smart, but you just seem to be real street learned. You know.
Yeah. You know, spend some time on working on the streets, you know? You learn things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess now I know that I should come. I mean, not again. I didn't gather much from Barky, but I know who I need to go to if I have more pirate questions.
Yeah.
So,
Can I ask, where did you learn that language?
I spent quite a bit of time on the street too. Just traveled a lot. It's pretty much it. Just traveling around, and you pick up things here and there. I wouldn't say I'm fluent, but I definitely know, the words "throw him over" and things that sound like death and murder and thievery are
That's
very
mostly what you'll
common.
hear.
Yeah. So as and when someone's hot too, that's real common. Something to yell if thieves can't apparently.
Thieves can't catcalls you've heard a lot of?
No, I mean only you the other day. It was a joke. I was making a joke.
Oh. Okay. Here. Well, I'm gonna teach you the first real pirate thing you need to learn, what a keel haul is, okay?
Yeah.
That's where you tie them up and you drag someone behind the ship. Now, I've been trying to convince them to do that to Barky for months. So, if you hear about it, let me know.
I might be able to make that happen.
Really?
I mean, I can be pretty convincing.
You cut out, what'd you say?
I can be really convincing.
Okay, Talara. Okay.
And no, it's fine. I'm gonna leave that as it is.
Okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
pat you on the shoulder. Do you want to spar sometime? I can help you out if you need to learn how to fight.
I mean, actually, I will say is, I'm not the best at hand-to-hand combat. That would actually be really useful.
Okay. Well, if you ever, I spend a lot of time on deck, so just pull me aside whenever you need to, or just, I don't know, try to stab me randomly. That's a good start to a duel.
I don't know that you want that, but okay.
No.
She's gonna walk away.
Okay. She's walked away. I'm just like, oh, okay. If you're still thinking my thought, if you're just thinking about my thoughts, she's like, wow, okay. She did have fast fingers the other day. And then continues on.
Okay. You guys kind of part ways. What is everyone else doing?
Ether is chilling. They probably found like a place like high up and are sitting somewhere, journal out, just like drawing the horizon that they see.
Yeah. You're probably up at like the crow's nest, kind of doing or kind of drawing. Say it's kind of been like a few days, probably about like day 10 or 11 or something about that. But it's kind of mid-afternoon, 2-3ish, and you hear kind of just as you're kind of just drawing, you hear just footsteps kind of approach, kind of on the crow's nest, and then you look and you see that Marin kind of just sits down next to you.
I do acknowledge her, but I go back to drawing. Just like the open invitation to talk is like in the air.
Doesn't really say anything, kind of just looks out on the horizon with you. You can definitely feel like a peering eye over your shoulder as you draw, but eventually offers you like a candied sweet, something different from before.
They appreciate it and they take it.
So Ether, I saw you spar with Mariana, and Torp said something about this trip being dangerous. If anything ever happens to me, can you take care of Talara?
Ether is silent for a moment because like there is the dark side of pirating of like this is dangerous and they know that, they just kind of, when they were on the ship meeting everyone, gambling and having fun, they kind of just forgot about that. And Marin bringing them back to it takes a second to get used to. And they look up from their drawing and look at Marin and nod and goes, I will protect her with my life.
Thank you. I don't know, there's just been something sitting in like the pit of my stomach since Torb said that, and I don't really want to worry Talara about anything. She's got enough going on.
I completely understand that. I do have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
Even with me sparring with Mariana, I lost. Why not ask Mariana or someone else more capable?
There's something about you. I don't know. Seems like maybe you would understand her situation.
I don't know much, but if that is true, I'm very worried about Talara, to say the least.
I don't think anything's gonna happen. It's just, I think if someone were to watch over her, someone who might understand.
I understand that.
And you guys kind of sit in like a silence for a little bit before Marin kind of nudges you on the shoulder and kind of points out towards the water. And you can see that there's like a few dolphins kind of jumping in and out of the waves.
Ether is in awe and definitely tries to like include them in the drawing and just like also watching them going over the water.
You know, you're really good at drawing.
Thank you. It passes the time.
Yeah. You guys kind of just continue to sitting in that silence, maybe small talk and things like that, but for the most part kind of just watches you draw as the kind of day progresses. Serafina, what are you doing over this second week of travel?
She would definitely be like kind of finding alone time on the ship to be able to make sure that everything works in terms of the runes that she had transcribed onto her body from her spells and stuff. And then just like also sparring occasionally with some of the shipmates and things of that nature.
Yeah.
At some point she sits down and she kind of takes out the sending stone that Vernon had given her and just like kind of ponders upon it and things just to try and figure out how she feels about him giving it to her and stuff. So
yeah. What's everyone else doing? I'll say now it's probably like day 11 or 12.
Talara is definitely going to want to try to do have that time to meet Ether and Serafina as well, to ask them about them and their lives. And
so you kind of day like very end towards day 11, kind of almost towards where like the shift change would be. You kind of see Serafina kind of just on the deck, kind of around that table where you guys were gambling previous, is kind of just there, kind of fiddling with something in her hands.
Excuse me, Madam Blaze.
Serafina hears and she puts the sending stone in her pocket. Oh, hello, Talara.
Hey, I just wanted to sorry, my husband just got home. I was sick noise. Hi, I just wanted to, I haven't really gotten a chance to, I'm trying to meet everybody and um, just kind of asking everyone the same sort of questions. And I just really want to, make connections. And um, I know we've talked a little bit, but I haven't been able to just talk with you yet. I know you've been doing this for quite a long time. I mean, we already established that you could be my mother. So you've got quite the amount of experience on everybody else, you know. How long have you been a pirate?
Oh, I've been a pirate for all of my adult life, really.
Yeah. I mean, what? I mean, I'm asking everyone, why did you be, or when did you, sorry, words. Um, what made you want to be a pirate? Like,
Well, that wasn't so much wanting in the forefront of my mind when everything happened, but um, there was a terrible tragedy in my homeland, and I was the only survivor. And my first captain found me when he was navigating the waters and such, and took me aboard, and I've been a pirate ever since.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I know it was a long time ago, but that must be hard to lose I know what it's like to lose people. Uh, and she's not going to use detect thoughts because she can tell like Seraphina is like there's no reason for her to because Seraphina's being pretty straightforward. Um, so I guess that kind of pain would make anyone turn to piracy because I mean it does. There's a lot of I'm learning there's a lot of fun, but I know that there's probably a
Well,
lot
I
of
mean, it wasn't more so the pain that brought me to piracy. It was initially survival, but
mm,
then the experience kicks in, and here we are. What about you? What has brought you to piracy now, since this is so new for you?
well, I wouldn't really say it's I never intended to be a pirate. I didn't just wake up one day and was like, "Yep, let's go be pirates," you know?
Most times they don't.
I mean,
That's
that's what
happened.
and see, this is why I'm asked because that's what I'm gathering. It's no one just wakes up one day and says, "I'm going to be a pirate." Everyone has their own reasons, it seems, and it wasn't anyone's, lifelong dream to become a pirate. I was, um, Dirty Davith said he wanted to be a dentist. I don't know if that's what came to my head.
Um, yes, well, I can easily see on that front how he ended up turning to piracy
Yeah,
instead.
not quite the brain on that one. You know, uh, but it was just me and Marin were just sitting in town and just looking for a place like somewhere to go and without having really anywhere else to go, just figured why the hell not.
And how did you two come to meet each other?
Well, it was just kind of in passing, really. I was I was just doing kind of my own thing on just telling fortunes and stuff, just making some money on the side, and Marin just happened to come up and uh, they didn't really want their fortune read, but I don't know, there was something in me that said that there was something more going on, and so I kind of called them over and sat them down, and I don't know, we just kind of, there was just a vibe, I guess. A vibe is the best way to say it. It was just kind of immediate friends, Um, and we've just kind of been together since then. It would have been a couple months now. Like, only a couple months though, right, Lila?
Yeah, it's probably about 4 months now.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the short time we've known each other, just kindred spirits, I guess, is the word.
Those are very important in this line of work, so definitely take care and keep her close.
That is, well, it seems to be the other way around. Marin seems to have this idea that I need all this protecting. I appreciate it, but
I mean, it might be a little warranted if you don't even know if you can swim or not.
I just haven't been given the opportunity, I really haven't. I mean, I didn't have a swimming pool in my backyard growing up or nothing,
Being around a whole dock full of boats where you can just easily get in and hang on to the dock, though, you've never wondered?
Why would I do that? There's all the boats around.
Yes, but they're not moving if they're docked.
That's true. I never really thought about it, actually. I mean, I bet I could swim. I've waded in the water,
I would perhaps make sure of that before the skill is actually needed.
I honestly never thought about that either. Well, you've given me a lot of things to think about, Madam Blaze. Thank you, Basil. Thank you for your time. Oh, but I forgot. I did mean to ask. How'd you get the name Blaze, though?
How did you get the name?
It's one where originally, being a fire genasi and all, some folks in passing tried making that as like a taunt, if you will. But then I got my sword and, I started using it as the intimidation factor of my pirating, and so now it's my pirating name.
Is your sword set on fire or something?
It can.
Oh, okay, then that would make sense. I mean, because to me, like, Blaze, yeah, you're fire, but the sword, and I don't know. It's kind of like you could just call me Ginger, and that's my name. Like, yeah, you got fire and a sword, but how'd you set things on fire? Like,
it's more when I am utilizing the flame with the sword. It's just kind of the reputation that I've gotten now.
I see. Okay, well, that definitely makes more sense, and I sure hope that I am never on the receiving end of that sword.
I hope not too.
Given your prestigious reputation. But again, Madam Blaze, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure talking with you.
Talara and Serafina, you make your way apart. Is there anything last minute that anyone else wants to do?
I kind of want to spar with Serafina if I can do that.
Yeah, okay. Day 13, kind of early in the morning. It's been like sprinkling on and off throughout the day, but you kind of ask Serafina for a spar.
Sure, let's go.
Oh, awesome, cool. I mean, yeah, let's go.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Over Serafina's shoulder, I'm giving thumbs up to the crew who are giving me thumbs up. We're like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Her initiative is an 11.
I got a 12. It rolled off of a natural 20 onto, so I got a 12.
Ether is definitely watching from somewhere.
I love you're in the crow's nest, just going.
Okay.
Lara's not up there with Ether. Never.
Vernon was probably like going to see the captain or something and then stops to watch them fight because he's like, Seraphina.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. So, Mariana, you have the first go. What do you do?
Are we doing like an actual fight, or I think I pull out both of my daggers and I got them up like this. And I go swipe.
Okay.
Double swipes.
Make your attacks.
Do I roll twice for that?
Yes.
First one is a 18. Second one is a math is so hard. 15.
Both it?
Was it?
Okay.
Are you what?
make
Are you
your
using like a?
swipes. Go. Continue.
Are you using like a physical weapon against me? Like, what are we sparring? What do you have?
Yeah, so with Seraphina seeing Mariana take out the 2 daggers, she takes out 1 dagger of her own.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah,
take your swipes. Seraphina, you block with 1 dagger, but she has 1 other kind of just makes a small little tear in your shirt. That's your turn. Is there anything special that you're doing besides just swiping with your dagger?
No, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was for me. Go ahead.
No, she's just going to have her dagger right now and
Okay.
not try anything additionally.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll to attack.
So that's a natural 20.
Okay, you
With,
see,
26.
Yeah, so you go and you make your swipes. Seraphina with her free hand grabs the one that didn't catch the shirt and then goes up with her dagger and goes to swipe at you. You're able to get out of the way before it injures you. But I'll say with that, go ahead and roll d20s. Seraphina, with your natural 20, you get an advantage.
Yay!
That makes sense.
Is this just straight roll?
Yeah.
Okay, 19.
18. Damn.
Can I
You can describe
Can
it
I
if you'd like.
describe what I want to do?
Yeah.
So,
Describe what Fire Mommy wants to do.
so Seraphina, like, she blocks and then she, like, swipes with her dagger. And then what she basically ends up doing is, like, getting behind Mariana and, like, putting her dagger to her neck. Not touching it, but, like, just like, oh, and here we are.
That is fully what I was imagining happening too. Literally, I love that. She sheets both of her daggers back in her thing, and then just very gently like holds on where your hand is holding on to her the dagger, and it's just like and then slowly like twists herself out of it and is like, well, she's feeling a lot of emotions. I feel like the only way she could twist herself out of it is if Seraphina was like letting her do it. Like if Seraphina was not going to let her do it, she would not be able to.
Yeah, no, she absolutely lets Mariana twist her way out. And she says, very nice hit. I'm glad this isn't one of my favorite shirts.
I'm sorry about that. I got a little carried away.
Don't be sorry.
Thank you for the honor of holding a dagger to my neck. I will remember that forever.
Seraphina just chuckles a little bit.
Imagining Ether's just drawing this.
This is the
Ether's
fan
like,
fiction
this is
begin
a
this season.
This is a fanfic.
This is a homosexual moment right here.
Yeah.
Instead of Rhea's fan fiction this season, we have Ether's fan art.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. Okay, so you guys spar for a little bit. More people spar after you guys. But throughout the day, it steadily gets more and more stormy. The waves are beginning to crash into the side of the ship. It gets to a point where everyone on deck is helping with the sails. They've put up the storm sails, helping with rigging, helping man anything that could possibly fall off or anything like that is being tied down. Flora, make a perception check for me.
Or
My brain was just thinking if Vernon is very not good with handling his sea legs, that he would just be holding on to the side, like trying not to.
You're like holding on to like the rigging next to the mast.
Just like, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick.
That's an 18.
Okay. Clara, as you're kind of running about, helping where you need to help, you are running past like the railing on the deck of the ship, and something catches your eye in the water. And as the storm is like gathering around the ship, there's it's darkened quite a bit. It's very hard to see here, but then there's a burst of lightning that allows you to see something in the water, and there is this huge shape beneath the water that is like encompassing everything, like as far as you can see. But then when the lightning goes and bursts again, you don't see it anymore.
I think she's so stunned for a couple seconds that she can't like move or do anything, and is just like looking over.
And as you're kind of looking over and trying to figure out what you just saw, you can almost feel that buzzing in your hands.
Polara's gonna message Marin.
Okay. Marin's kind of like on the opposite side of the ship, helping with rigging.
Yeah, just literally just in her head, Marin.
As soon as you have the first Marin and it's progressively getting more and more kind of concerned, she turns and runs towards you. What's wrong?
She grabs their arm and like points over and says, "It's just, there's something massive down there."
She's gonna try and pursue. Throughout the lightning and everything, and the storm getting heavier and heavier as time progresses, she can't make out what you saw.
It was Marin. It was huge.
I believe you. I believe you.
Should I tell the captain? I don't know. Should I tell somebody? I don't. Do you?
Well,
is just regular pirate stuff, or?
I don't know. I mean, you could. It wouldn't hurt to tell the captain that you saw something in the water.
Do I gather that that's a thing that's a good idea to do based on my 2 weeks on this ship?
You assume if you see something massive, in the water, you should probably tell your captain.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to be like, I don't know, like, or would be Mariana the one to tell, because it's like, don't interrupt the captain when he's doing important captain work.
I mean, you could talk to Mariana, Dell, or the captain.
Yeah. I think she will go to Mariana first.
Okay, you see Mariana's kind of helping like tie the storm sails down.
She's gonna grab Mariana's arm as well, like she did Marin, and Mariana, there was something I swear I saw something massive under the water, like bigger than the ship.
Where did you? I'm gonna look over the side of the boat. Where did you see it?
There, like, right. I mean, I guess the best answer is everywhere because it's massive.
Can I look and see if I can see it?
Yeah. You look and you don't see anything.
Not even with my perception that I'm rolling?
You don't see anything.
Damn. I want you to know that had I rolled that, I would have gotten a 28. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I'm thinking about
Make an insight check.
That's what I'm thinking. 18.
Okay. I'm gonna message you.
Okay. Because she's thinking about Talara, and she's like, Talara doesn't know what's going on, but I think I would trust her in this scenario.
What are the rest of you guys doing? I mean, I know Vernon's like holding on tight, trying not to throw up, but
Seraphina's just running around the ship, like helping wherever she needs to help, kind of a deal.
Yeah, Ether's doing whatever like stuff needs to be done. Just like, I'm here, put me anywhere.
Okay.
Does water affect you as a fire genasi at all?
As it kind of comes down, you can hear it kind of like the sizzle. But it doesn't like completely like do anything. It just sizzles as it touches her skin.
Are you messaging me on Discord or
On Roll20, I'm whispering to you.
on what? Okay, cool.
Secrets.
What a dragon. I don't know. I don't know what else to
I
think.
swear to God.
Or
Kraken?
just a really big whale. You know, it could be a friend.
It's Moby
you
Dick.
know?
It's a big.
I'm really just thinking Moby Dick.
In my other campaign, we had a water dragon that was an entire lake, so they went to the lake and the whole lake woke up.
That's fucking terrifying.
Oh, okay. Can I at you directly? Hold on, how do I whisper to you?
You do /W and then Glass Maiden.
You can do GM as well.
Yeah.
Just quicker.
/W at.
You don't have to at. You can
Yeah.
you just write.
Oh, okay. At WGM.
No, you do /W and then just type GM. You don't have to do the at symbol.
With this.
Oh, that's what I did. Yeah, /W. I think I said at when I meant
Oh, okay.
slash. This is a random question.
This is really bad because my brain's like pairing this with what Marin told Ether, and I am terrified for Marin specifically.
Why?
Oh, I think I might have an idea of what's going on, but I think Mariana does not. Got it. Cool. Okay. That's this campaign so far. I have ideas and Mariana's like, what? Okay. I'm kind of looking at you. And I'm giving you kind of like an off-put look in your face, like I'm staring at you really hard. She always stares, but she's staring at you really hard. Talara, what? There's nothing dangerous in these. Are you sure? There's nothing dangerous here.
We were literally told by Captain Torp and Barky that this was gonna be the most dangerous sail.
Not in these waters. We're not there yet. These waters, there's nothing in. Are you sure? What?
There's like sharks and stuff,
Okay.
and like whales. I don't know. Are whales dangerous? And I don't know.
Sharks
Underwater
are fine.
pirates.
Underwater pirates are also very nice, usually, if you know how to
Okay.
talk. Talara, what happened to your eyes?
What do you mean? I can't see them.
They're a good point. I pull out my really sharp dagger and I hold it up to you to have you look into them.
And kind of through like the storm and everything, it's really kind of difficult, but eventually you see that your eyes have turned this like deep blue. Like you no longer have pupils, you no longer have whites to your eyes. It's just dark blue.
She's gonna see this, and so it's a storm right now, right? And everyone's like running around, and it's like raining and everything. She's gonna probably like see that and like back away, like slowly, and I guess run back down to the barracks just to get away.
I think Mariana's freaked out about this, is going to look back around at the people, make sure they're pulling things, and is going to chase after her after a beat.
Okay. You guys continue. Marin, do you kind of like, or not Marin, Talara, do you kind of like block yourself in your room?
No, she's just going downstairs, not blocking herself in or anything.
Yeah. You kind of make sure for the most part, it seems like an all hands on deck kind of situation. And from your insight check, you can probably see that Talara might just want to be alone for a minute. Something probably scared her into wanting to go below deck.
Okay. I will probably go tell Captain Torp what she told me then,
Okay.
because it's still something that should be said.
Tell him.
Does Marin follow? Sorry, does Marin follow Talara though?
Marin is very worried and follows, but doesn't like approach you at all. Just keeps a safe distance in case you want to talk. But Mariana, you go and tell Torp. He says to get a few people just to kind of keep an eye out around, just in case anything should happen. I would like somebody, anyone, to roll just d20. One person.
Barky could do it, I guess.
Okay.
Do it, Barky.
Do it,
Never
Barky.
trust myself for these kinds of roles.
That's a 12. It's pretty mid.
Okay. Roll me a d4.
Oh God. Okay. Okay, I wasn't ready. Oh. A 2.
So you guys continue. Everyone is keeping an eye out, looking for anything that could be approaching the ship, anything like that. The storm gets worse and worse until you get towards where, like, the eye of the storm would be. It gradually gets less and less. Nothing happens. It's just trying to make sure the ship stays afloat in these very high waves. But about 3-4 hours pass before it begins to die down enough to where it doesn't have to be an all hands on deck sort of situation. And he tells the day crew to go below deck, get some sleep, so that in case you guys need to wake up, you guys have some sort of rest. But you guys all go below deck and get ready for night's sleep. And I will ask Kristen to follow me into a separate voice call.
I'm gonna die. Oh, okay. Peace out.
Nice knowing you, Barky.
After the storm has died down, and Torp, he basically commands the day ship to go below and get rest, should anything more happen. You make your way into your officers' quarters. And at this point, it's probably about 10, 11 at night. But you make your way in. What do you do?
He's probably just going to try to take a few breathers to get, like, that seasickness away and try to just focus on leveling himself, getting his sea legs back, pretty much. And, is anyone in the room?
You don't see anyone in the room.
Okay, cool.
The trunk, you see everything is kind of still in its place, but the trunk seems to have a lifted lid.
Okay, he's going to go investigate the lifted lid.
You open it up, and you see the illusion here of the fabrics. But as soon as you lift it up, you see, out from the illusion, you see Nim, who is currently in the disguise of a halfling man with hunched over shoulders, but as soon as he sees you, his form shifts into that of a half-elven man.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
You doing okay in there?
It's fine, I was being battered around during the storm, so I just got out of the trunk for a bit, heard your footsteps, thought it was someone else, and snuck back in.
Just fine. I wouldn't expect you to stay in there if you're being battered around. Told Torp not to go this way.
It's a storm. How do you think?
Sure.
Do you want him to sail around it and cost you even more time?
No, but can I roll to see if he overheard what Talara and Mariana were saying? Or were they too far away?
They're too far away.
Ah, dang. It's like, these waters, they give me a bad feeling.
Yeah. There's dangers and waters everywhere. Both the
True.
Laurel and Shawheller seas are known for them.
At the forgot what the gorge, not gorge. That's season 1.
Shawheller Trench.
The trench, just a trench. I'd rather not be stuck in the trench. Just too many options for ambush.
Yeah, but seems as, at least from my calculations, we're 2 days out. So, unless the storm really pushes us that far, we'll be fine.
Let's hope.
You guys wait, being quiet, acting like you're asleep until it's probably about 1 or 2. You keep an ear out, and you do kind of hear as Dell makes her way out of her officer's quarters to take over for Torp, so that Torp can get some rest. At this point, it's probably about 1 a.m. What do you do?
So he's probably just going through his things, looking to see if Mariana was going through his stuff again or anything, just trying to keep his mind occupied of not really knowing what to do as he waits, just like anxious waiting, more or less. The time has come, I guess.
Yeah. Wick is fast asleep.
Let's do this, I guess.
He nods, and quickly, his form changes again from his half-elven, but into that of something very, very remarkably to Wick, the navigator.
So I was thinking of a way to get into Torp's room, and since Vernon is quite crafty, I was thinking he can make a, because you said his is like right under the captain's quarters. So if there's windows, trying to go out the windows and have like something he could hook onto Torp's window to get up there. If the logistics would. Oh yeah. Okay,
what we
cool.
discussed
Never mind
is
it.
that this will be edited out. But what we discussed is that you would go in the quarters, leave, and then Wick would be the last person to be seen out.
Cool. So he just gets up then and dusts himself off, and I'm gonna head to Torp's room.
You and Nim, who is disguised as Wick at the moment, make your way from the officers' quarters. The storm has calmed a lot, but there's still enough rain and thunder to kind of disguise sounds. But you guys walk up the stairs and into the officers' quarters. You make sure to click the right button at the right time so that the arrow trap does not trigger. And you walk in. You don't see anyone in this immediate room. You do know that the first chamber in the quarters is kind of like the planning room with his desk and the maps and the bookcases. And then there's a few doors that go off into different chambers. But you do see that the door to like where his personal quarters are is like slightly ajar. And you can hear like a humming.
He's just going to take a breath and I guess start heading that way.
Okay. You begin heading towards where his personal quarters are. And as you approach, you can hear the humming stop. And you hear quick feet, like quick movement before you see Torp at the door. It looks to be in like this very lavish kind of like ruby red robe, and like half of his head is shaven. Has like looks to be like smeared, kind of like try to smear off the shaving foam in the middle, and has like what looks to be like a blade. Fucking
Just us,
fine.
Torp.
What do you want?
We wanted to discuss something with you. If you are decent enough to listen.
What would you and Wick need to talk to me about?
What do you think me and Wick would need to talk to you about?
I don't know. Wick, as far as I'm concerned, would agree with me on any navigation plans, so...
Vernon's just gonna look at Wick and, like, care to explain?
You had it fine.
Whatever, then. I guess I can explain everything to you, then. There is a quicker, safer route, so we don't have to go through the trench. Yes, roll your eyes again.
Fucking stop with that.
Well, sorry, I'm trying to protect the
You're
crew,
being
unlike you.
disrespectful to the captain.
Captain who's trying to get his members killed.
I'm not trying to get him fucking killed.
You're going through a trench that no one seems to return from.
You're the one who said the trench was where the next clue was, idiot.
Actually, Skeleton King said so.
You agreed with him.
And what was I supposed to do when his hand was wrapped around my throat?
He, like, pushes past you, and goes towards his desk and rolls out the map. Fucking show me, then.
Fine. And he goes over and just points to a direction, slightly going around the trench if he can. And
why would we want to go around the trench that has the next fucking clue, Ragynoirth's lair? He's Horde.
gut feeling says the treasure or clue may not be in the trench.
I'm supposed to believe your gut feeling.
It's got us this far, Torp.
Hasn't gotten us very far, if I'll be honest. It's gotten us 4 new crew members whom you've had to have had one relationship with one of them. I don't know what, but seems like there was some bit of tension there. And as far as I'm aware, we've got no fucking gold.
And that isn't my problem. I'm trying to get us there. I'm on a time crunch too, Torp. It's not like I'm trying to willy-nilly around.
Why does your gut feeling say to go around the trench when the box you fucking handed me says Gulch?
It never said in Gulch. It says Gulch.
Fine, we can fucking play around all you want and argue, but as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna go and investigate the fucking trench to see if there's anything there. And if there's not, we can look around it. You said
Yes.
You're capable. I'm trusting in you that you are.
Does not seem like you are trusting me. And fine. Have your reservations about what I am trying to do. But do ignore everything I tried to say.
He pulls his blade and puts it at your throat. Fucking disrespect me again about anything on this trip. I will slit your throat and have Mariana put you on rope beyond your boat.
And then be discredited? Fine, whatever.
He turns around as you and both Wick kind of walk back. He's kind of like leaned up against his desk, and you can see like his hands are like gripped very tightly.
Vernon is going to kind of stealthily, let me see what I have. Yeah, he's going to kind of just pull his dagger out. I think I have a dagger. No, I do not. He's going to pull out one of his hand axes, and he's just very irritated at this point. He's like, I won't be the one swimming with the fishes.
Okay. Roll to attack. with advantage.
Heck yeah, with my D20. Ooh, that went bye-bye. I'm glad I have advantage. Not 20. Go beat him up. I'm beat him up.
You take your hand axe and you hold it in your left hand and you feel an energy pulse and imbue the axe. And you can see the blade drips with acid as you go and you take him. Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll damage. That is a...
So first it's a d6. So you have 6. Roll another d6.
That is a 5. Another 5, and they're each +1 as well. So that's 6 and 6, so 12.
And then roll 2d8 for the acid.
2d8, where's my 8? No, but I can find dice. Okay, 2d8. That's a 4 and a 3. Yeah.
Okay. So all that's doubled if that's the crit. You go and you take him by the shoulder, slit his throat. You watch as quickly the blood splatters onto the map in the very southwest corner, kind of where the trench would be. And as he kind of gasps or tries to breathe for air, you see as Nim walks around to that side of the desk and changes his form into his changeling form. And then into Torp. Smirks before you see him pull a dagger from his side and stick Torp in the chest. And Torp falls and crumples below your feet. That's where we're going to pick up next week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Portent Kast. And may the dice guide you to beautiful friendships.
Bye-bye.